Free Tools to Make Money Part 3. And today we're going to focus on the website. We're going to dive straight into one of my websites, which is bettersafety.co.uk on the screen. Here we go. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I've already preempted some of this stuff and I've just typed in face fit testing in Merseyside, done my search, and the results for that are here. Now, I've got one of my competitors up here, Courtley Health and Safety Limited, doing face fit testing, and it tells me they're getting about 110 searches per month from 49 keywords. Okay, that's fine. This is just using a quick tool that I don't really use that often. I won't bore you with it. But then this is us, Better Safety. And looking at, there it is. Looking at our domain authority, we've only got 17 out of 100 in terms of domain authority, so very low level domain authority. And we've got 827 backlinks with 41 referring domains. So that's some work we've done in the background, which is not the topic of today. But interestingly, we're actually ahead of the National Register for Face Fit Testers, which is here. Now, the reason why this is so important is because we actually get an awful lot of inquiries from our face fit testing service, which is only a very small part of what we do at Better Safety. But I'm just going to show you one of the reasons why. And this is the page. I've already preloaded it for us here. So number one, this is the page dedicated to face fit testing. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go back to the beginning for you of the website. So there it is. That's the beginning. There's all kinds of stuff on there. It's not very well written in terms of helping people identify the service. It's not really meant to be because I don't really do a lot of work with it anymore. But I'm just going to go to this one here, face fit testing RPE. So in itself, face fit testing is a really quite significant keyword on Google Keyword Planner, which you need to go back and have a look at some of our other free tools episodes, and we talk about that quite a lot. But our H2 tag is London, Liverpool and Greater Manchester. So we want people to find us in London, Liverpool and Greater Manchester. Now, as you can see here, COVID-19 risk assessments may require safety masks. So it was me who did this. I actually wrote this web page right the way back in 2020 when people were able to continue to work, but they needed to have special masks. And then during the second and third lockdowns, this also became prevalent when they allowed dentists to start work. Now, what happened with me in this particular instance is I had a couple of private dentist practices contact me completely at random saying, can you do face fit testing? And I thought, wow, how have they found me? Turns out I'd massively optimized this one page. Some of it was luck, some of it was planned, but there was a hell of a lot of luck, I'm not going to lie. So people got in touch with me on this page, and what is it that's so important about this page? Well, reducing the risk of exposure to their employees by providing a special safety mask called respiratory protective equipment. Now, RPE is actually a keyword search, believe it or not. These masks are ideal for many sectors that come into contact with large numbers of people on a regular basis. That's just for information. Okay, employers who operate in the following sectors should consider RPE as part of their standard risk assessment: care workers, funeral directors, medical professions, security. So again, nothing really there. Not every employer will need to have RPE, and you can sort of look there to the backlink to the HSE. Why is that important? Because they have a really high domain authority. So I'm backlinking my website to the guidance. And what that does is it shows Google that I'm trying to use reputable sources as part of my offer to people when they visit my website. So Google's like, oh, okay, we're going to give you some credit for that. It would be better if the HSE linked back to me, but unfortunately they do not. So I can't do that. However, it just goes to show that by linking with other reputable websites with a non-return backlink, that this actually can help. But for employees that have decided they need RPE, you must also provide a face fit test from a competent person. So there's a link here. What does this take us to? It takes us to an internal link within the Better Safety website. So what is a competent person? Here it is. And there's a little bit of an article about that and talking about what we offer and so on and so forth. But again, this is all linking back to other websites with high domain authority like the HSE, for example. This one here, you can read about different levels of safety profession. This is now a redundant link, so I'm going to have to change that, but that takes us to IOSH, which is another reputable website in relation to occupational health and safety. So that one is something I'm going to need to look at on a different part of my thing. You can tell this is live because there's a mistake. So any employer who is not providing face-fit testing with RPE equipment faces prosecution from the Health and Safety Executive. So RPE equipment, here we go back again to RPE equipment. And then we talk about the Health and Safety Executive. This is them and their enforcement page. So already we've got lots of links to other things. And then of course the all-important contact us for free to discuss your risks. You can tell that this page was written a long time ago because we don't use contact us links anymore, we use buttons, but there we are. Point of this though, I had 2 inquiries almost the same day from private dental practices saying, can you do face-fit testing for RPE, and also can you provide RPE? Now at the time it was really hard to find these face-fit testing masks because so many people were trying to use them. However, we did have a source and we were working quite closely with another provider, and we were able to charge a small fee in addition to what we were being charged for those masks. Now, looking back at my lovely face now, of course, what actually happened here was dentists are like this little community of people, and of course you help one dentist and that means that dentist is now able to open up their practice again, so they're able to start earning money, because unlike NHS dentists, private dentists were still closed, so they couldn't take any appointments unless they had all of this stuff in place. So I come in, I say, yeah, okay, we can come in the next day for you, it's going to be X fee, which was something like £300 for a day's worth of testing. It's not very much money really. But we also sold them the masks in a lot of cases, or if we didn't have the masks, we would recommend masks for them via affiliate links, so we would get a little bit of money back from that. But then what actually happened was that dentist happened to have a brother, a sister, a cousin, a dad who was also a dentist. So very quickly, within about 3 or 4 weeks, we were covering like 60% of all the private dental practices in Merseyside, North Wales, Mid Wales, and a little bit in Cheshire as well. So we had like a 1.5 years of just blitzing private dentists. And then come the second year when COVID was sort of off the map, what ended up happening is they said, actually, we still need you to do the refresher for us. So can you come and do that just in case? What's now happened as a result of that, we've got this database filled with dentists, and we actually have that database. So we started talking to some of them about, you know, what are you doing in terms of planning for your future, in terms of investments? And we started talking to them about property investing. So guess what we've got? We've got cross-pollination between private practice dentists who needed us for face-fit testing, now cross-pollinating into our property journey. And this is all from a little tiny bit of search engine optimization that was actually free to do, and has ended up leading to us buying properties with some of these colleagues. Now they're colleagues as well as clients. And also we did really well out of COVID. We were constantly busy because I was setting up infection control centres across Europe and the UK. I was working for particular employers who were food manufacturers in the UK. And then also, of course, making sure that our dentists were able to continue doing their dentistry, all because we used a little bit of initiative and changed some of the search engine optimization by creating this page, using a bit of keyword planning. And even now today, we are still number 2. If you just come back to my screen, here we are, face-fit testing Merseyside, we're number 2. I'm going to test this because I don't know, I've genuinely got no idea what's going to happen here. Manchester, are we there? Yes, we are. There we go. Face-fit testing Manchester. We're not quite as high up in Manchester. There we are. But we still have a high domain authority in comparison to the rest of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 5th in Manchester for face-fit testing. I want to try London just because I'm morbidly curious. Not London, London. Let's see if we're in sad face. It looks like we're not in London anymore on the first page in Google, but that's okay because there's going to be 4.5 million people in Manchester and Merseyside, so I'm not too distressed about that. So I'll go back to Merseyside, find me again, and there we are, number 2. So out of 239,000 results, we are the second available on Google. Why? Because we have good search optimization, we use Google keywords to find it, and we use lots of backlinks to reputable sources to give us that increase in domain authority, which was 17. Stop! Before you go any further, if you're enjoying this content, remember to give us a subscribe, a like, a follow, or a share. Every single person that clicks on those buttons, it means the world to us because it helps us reach more people and get people educated in how to get wealth the lazy way. Remember, this is only the tip of your sales funnel, ladies and gents. Making the phone call or having the phone call, getting the client, keeping the client happy, keeping them informed of what you're doing and helping them to achieve best value. So private dentists who are earning not terrible income, not brilliant income in some cases, they don't know what to do with their money other than do more dental practices, which is a real headache. So we can say, well, look, we'll take some of that cash off your hands. You can invest it in some of our property deals, and then we'll give you a nice return on that investment. Or we can JV and you can become a joint venture partner with us, and now you've got a property portfolio being opened up for you just by investing your capital. And that is how people can become wealthy the lazy way, hence lazy wealth creation, right? So you got dentists doing dentistry who are now running property portfolios or owning property portfolios that are being run by other people. And I am the other person. So that is all from a little bit of search engine optimization, a little bit of graph, a little bit of nous, going out there and making best use of those contacts. Once you've got somebody's name in your database and you've provided them with value, you should be doing everything that you can legally to ensure that they remain a customer of yours for the rest of their natural lives as much as you possibly can. So if it's not face fit testing that they're going to need, do they need other health and safety services? Like, do they need annual health and safety audits? Do they need CQC, Care Quality Commission audits? Do they need support with writing risk assessments? Do they need support with helping them invest their money? These are all questions I ask on a regular basis, which actually, this is how we only need a small amount of clients, because we work with those clients for a long time. My first client from my Better Safety business, which was set up I think in 2017, is still with us today, and we have no contract. So there's no contract that says you've got to stay with us for 5 years like other health and safety companies out there. They stay with us because we provide the service that they want and we add real value to their service, and we answer the phone straight away when they have a question. They don't have to go through a long drawn out procedure where somebody will message them back and we say, have you checked our guidance? They can actually have a conversation with a human being who then gives them the support that they need, adding value. So short version of this lesson, free tools, search engine optimization, keyword planning, using backlinks on your own website to other high domain authorities. So like, any government department, if you want to talk about legislation, or if it's something where, you're talking about, say, dentistry, British Dental Council, or if it's talking about nursing and midwifery, the nurses union, or the midwifery council. If it's talking about a GP, you're talking about the GMC, and so on and so forth. So we're always looking for high domain authority websites that we can link to increase our own domain authority by being associated with them. It's like you go into a party, you want to be associated with the pretty girl or the handsome boy or the sports jock because they've got a sphere of influence that you want to be part of. And if you are like me, not very sporty, and you're certainly not as handsome as many other people out there in the world, so you need to add other value so you can be in that sphere of influence. Hope that's been useful for you today as a short episode on using free tools to make money. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.